What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today's my birthday. Happy birthday to me. I don't want to self-congratulate myself too much, but yay me. I'm going to be going and seeing The Batman later tonight, and my expectations are kind of mid to high. I think I'm going to really like it, but we'll never know until we go check it out and find out. So looking forward to checking that out tonight, and I'm going to want to go over all this brand new news we have in the game super fast so we can get going. So we're going to go over this super fast. Here we go. First and foremost, we got a guaranteed legendary. We'll talk about her last. It's Kyoku. She comes from 15 sacred shards, and then we'll go over the 10 times event we have this weekend. So right now, not included in the list, we have a ton of new arena changes, and also personal rewards are back for clan versus clan, which is funny because we just had them last time. So we had them last time, we got them this time. We have Drop Fever, so we have a ton of different stuff. We got Resistance, double. We have accessories for the Dwarves faction, doubled from the Spider's Den. We have Speed Artifacts, doubled from the Dragon's Lair. So everything's doubled, nothing from the Fire Knight, apparently not. So we just had the Fire Knight yesterday. Nari the Lucky Fragment, his event is ending very soon. We have new Doom Tower Fragment Champions. This is going to be very cool. Let's go check those out real fast. We've got 3 epics and we have 3 legendaries. I guess the real question is going to be, do we have any that excite us? Dark Kale is pretty exciting. Considering it's going to have to take years to get these people, are any of them going to be as exciting as Dark Kale or better? We'll see. Same thing for the legendaries. We have Uros, the Soul Cage. We have the Tomb Angel. Are any of these legendaries going to live up to those types of champions or be better? Let's go check them out. We have a Dark Elf, an Orc, and a Lizard, or the Epics. Go check out the Lizardman first. We have Sssshhhh. All right. So we have extra hit on the A1. We have a block damage buff in this champion. If attack kills the enemy, single target attack, so it must be hit pretty hard. Then we have increase crit damage and increase attack. Just for this champion with the extra turn. Okay, the passive, anything cool? Whenever this champion kills an enemy, decreases the cooldown of the Crown Breaker skill by 1 turn. Seems okay. Nothing that really stands out. I'm not like going, wow. Wow. I mean, like, we got Dark Kale, right? Is that one saying wow? Not really, to be honest, unless it hits like a truck. We never know. We never know. Go check out the Orcs. We have Liburga. Now, Liburga is a Void. Very cool. Looks very cool. Looks very intimidating. Looks like she could be undead. She could be an orc, a dark elf, all different kinds of things. Turned out to be an orc. So we have Dripping Doom attacks one enemy. We have a poison on the A1. We have a poison and a poison sensitivity on the A2. The A3 is increase defense and attack buff on all allies. So she increases both forms of DPS. Okay, that's not bad. Then we have Irradiate. When attacked, has a 50% chance of increasing the duration of all poison debuffs on the attacker by 1 turn. So I guess kind of like a tanky poisoner. Something along the lines of Taragi the Frog. Poison sensitivity, poison, tank. I mean, again, could be kind of cool, but nothing that really stands out. And we have the last one is going to be a Dark Elf. Let's go check out the Dark Elf. Crackhearth. Okay. Very cool looking Dark Elf here. I could definitely see it. She looks a lot like Rule the Huntsmaster, I guess, like color wise. So the A1, we have chance of removing a random debuff from a random ally. This is kind of like a random cleanse. That's kind of weird. Revive on death buff for this champion. Strengthen and shield on all allies. Now that's kind of cool. On the 4-turn cooldown when booked. So not very many champions in this game have a strengthen buff, and not many epics. So it's actually not terrible. Like Ursaga, for example, has a 3-turn cooldown with a 3-turn duration. So she's able to apply it and keep it applied non-stop. Not the case for Crackhearth here. Then the passive increases the value of all shield buffs on all allies by 15% while this champion is alive. So could be kind of interesting for something like Brogni. Corpulent Cadaver does all the big damage with the shields. Interesting. I don't think it's going to be an overpowered champion, but it definitely one to try out, and kind of interesting kit. Go check out the legendaries now. We have a Shadowkin, Ginro, the Stork. Check this guy out. Wow, look at that mask. I was going to say something inappropriate, but we have kids around, so we won't do that. All right, Plunging Beak. He has Plunging Beak, man. Plunging Beak. What's he going to do with that beak besides plunge it somewhere? All right, 50% chance of increasing the cooldown of one of the target skills by 2 turns at random. We have Befuddle, places a stun. Will ignore block debuffs and block damage buffs. That's nice. I like that. I like that. So your block debuffs mean nothing. Block damage means nothing. I like that. That's a nice one. We have Gatewatch Stance, places increased defense buff on his champion for 3 turns and a counterattack. Love that. Always love counterattack. And then we have Laughing Goal, passive effect. We have 2 effects, active and passive. Increases his champion's defense each time they counterattack. Defense resets every time this champion gets a turn. I guess we want to counterattack a lot and not get a turn. When attacking, converts his champion's resistance into additional accuracy. So you want to stack resistance, and you'll have resistance and accuracy. The active effect at the end of this champion's turn places a provoke debuff for 1 turn on all enemies under increased attack buffs. Interesting. So like Ginbo the Dishonored, for example, he's going to get that increased attack. Can't even strip it, but this guy is going to land a provoke on him. Okay. And he has the Aura skill, ally resist in all battles by 80. Moving on, we have a Dark Elf. Should have stayed in Dark Elves, huh? All right, we have Chromax. Interesting. Guy looks like he's from the moon or something. All right, so we have decrease attack in A1, block buffs debuff on 1 enemy, and then fills the champion's turn meter by 30% in A2. And then AoE on the A3 with a provoke and decrease accuracy debuff. Passive is when attacked has a 35% chance of placing a hex debuff on the attacker for 1 turn after each hit. So now we have a tank with the hex that gives the hex 1 hit. So very interesting. But it's kind of weird that he's lacking some kind of way to interact with the hex. So besides that, so he'll set the hex up on, the enemy team for someone like Thea the Tomb Angel, but also doesn't benefit from it in any kind of way. Interesting. All right, increases ally accuracy in all battles by 70. Then last but not least, we have a Dwarf. So I would say the Shadowkin guy is kind of interesting. The Dark Elf, not so much. Like, I'm not really going goo goo gaga over these ones. They're not really like, enticing me like that for some reason. They're just not. Granjar looks really cool. Look at his hands right here. Some kind of like molten, I don't know, some kind of like rock formation, gemstones coming out of his arms. It looks kind of nuts. All right. Pyro Pummel. So is this guy going to save us here? We got attacks 1 enemy 2 times, has an HP burn. No, sorry. Increases the duration of HP burn debuffs by 1 turn. Okay, I like that. You guys could have like a ninja can explode those. I like that. Shatter Falsity, attacks 1 enemy 2 times. First hit has a 75% chance of removing any block debuff buff. I like that. Second hit has a 75% chance of removing 1 random buff except block debuffs. Okay, so we're going to go hit 1 time, take off block debuffs, and then after that, remove a different buff besides that one. So if we don't strip the block debuffs the first time, our accuracy is not high enough, then we're not going to go after that one the second time. Interesting. Very cool, though. I like that one a lot. So he's going to strip the buffs, but kind of in a weird way. So it's very cool for single target. He's HP based, by the way. Fires Evolved in A3, attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing an HP burn debuff for 2 turns. Also fills his champion's turn meter by 5% of every HP burn debuff the enemy team had before this attack. Interesting. Okay, so he gives HP burn, increases the duration, and also removes block debuffs and block a different buff besides block debuffs. All right, so he's very in tune with getting that HP burn on. Keeper of the Flame passive. Passive effect, this champion will not receive any damage from HP burn debuffs. Instead, HP burn debuffs will heal this champion by 5% max HP each time this debuff activates. Okay, so he's going to get heals from HP burns. Very cool. So previously in the game, we had Sissshhhhh Flame Tongue and we had Cardiel. If you combine the two in the same team, you could turn HP burns into 3% heals. This guy is his own Cardiel and Sissshhhhh combination. The active effect, whenever an enemy attempts to place a freeze debuff in this champion, instantly removes it and places it on the attacker. Wow, he's got anti-freeze. Also places a HP burn debuff on the attacker for 1 turn. The HP burn debuff cannot be resisted. Oh, this guy is like amazing for the arena. He like pair him with Torment or put him against Torments. Ooh, this guy's going to be good. I like this guy. I already like this guy a lot. So this guy kind of redeems all the rest. I don't think that any of the other ones are really that interesting unless you're like just really lacking champions and you've been playing for years with terrible luck. But this guy's kind of cool. I don't like this one. So out of all of them, I think that Granjar is my favorite. He definitely looks the coolest out of all of them, I would say. And then as a kit, he got the coolest kit too. Go check out his like sword on the back. Damn, look at this thing. Holy shit, this thing is huge. Huge and melted. Like he's been dipping in the lava. A little too much, huh? I like this guy. I like this guy a lot. All right, let's move on. We got other stuff to talk about. We do have some arena changes. And then we also have the 10 times in the portal. Go over the arena changes real fast. All right. It says, hey folks, we've examined the classic arena and prepared a bunch of improvements this week to make our primary PvP experience more smooth. To properly describe the incoming changes, we've decided to shift our raid digest 1 day earlier, so here we go. Number 1, arena points, rebalance, and gold 5 and platinum tiers requires to reach both tiers will be lowered. Requirements, sorry, to reach both tiers will be lowered. Number 2, general arena matchmaking adjustments. The changes will concern tweaking matchmaking in bronze and silver tiers. In addition, will we improve our system that prevents players from being demoted from the gold tiers too rapidly. Number 3, progress missions. Several arena-related missions will become easier to complete, which means you're going to be getting your arbiters a lot sooner. First 2 changes are coming to the game this week, and we'll give you more detail on them closer to their release, i.e. one of these days. As for the changes in the progress missions, they are on the way as well, but we'll release them in a distinct patch a bit later. Fix against the discrepancy about win-loss points, win-lose points rate. Many raiders struggle to maintain their position in the gold arena tiers because too often a victory would bring far fewer points than a defeat strips away. We tweaked the point distribution system to reduce this discrepancy. We no longer need to ensure an annoyingly high win rate to compensate for the arena points lost due to even occasional defeats. They said it, not me. Annoyingly high. Annoyingly high. Okay, matchmaking fixes. We've adjusted the matchmaking algorithms in bronze and silver tiers to be more tuned to the count's current capabilities so that players face more feasible opponents in the list of targets for the offense. So they added some like artificial intelligence to this. Some intelligence, some smarts. Furthermore, an additional alteration is introduced into the system to prevent players from dropping through tiers too fast in case they get attacked too frequently. Like you took a break from the game from a whole day. Lowering of arena tier thresholds. We will decrease the threshold to get into gold 5 from 3,500 points to 3,200 points, while the one for platinum will drop from 38 to 3,500, making the top arena tiers more accessible. We had basically an entire rotation where no one's in platinum. That's crazy. Okay, overall of several arena-related progress missions, we want the arena missions not to be a roadblock, but rather a reasonable challenge, so the players' efforts in developing their accounts may be rightfully rewarded. Here's the list of missions that will change. Reach Gold 1 in Classic Arena will turn into Reach Silver 3. We got Reach Gold 2 turns to Reach Silver 4. Reach Gold 3 turns into Reach Gold 1. And Reach Gold 4 is going to turn into Get 200 victories on any arena tier. Wow. So that's going to be much easier to get right there. Getting to Gold 4 is no longer a requirement. Getting to Gold 1 is as far as you got to go. Then Gold 2, well, I guess once you're in Gold 1, you don't need to reach Gold 2. You just need 200 victories. Okay, so interesting. It doesn't matter if you can go get demoted to Silver 4, Silver 3. So they're going to make it easier to get Arbiter. Arbiter is going to be more accessible to everybody. That's going to be good for everybody, especially free-to-play accounts. And now we have, obviously, cosmetics. So no sense in buying a cosmetic for a character you can't use, right, or don't have. So now Arbiter is more accessible to be able to sell more cosmetics. Hopefully we get that price change down, though, from $50. That's got to get lowered, man. Bring that to like $10, $20 max, like 15 seems about right. It says if you're stuck in one of these missions, this is your finest hour to overcome the obstacle. On top of that, the first 3 listed missions will become retroactive. Once you reach the stipulated tier, there's no need to prove your PvP excellence again. While those missions encourage you to develop your champs and teams, the mission about 200 victories is here to motivate you to strengthen your Great Hall, so it won't be retroactive and all players start with a blank counter. Please keep in mind that the announced mission changes will appear in the game with a distinct patch down the road. And it says Clan vs. Clan Tournament and Personal Rewards. Like I said, Personal Rewards are back for some reason. We got Personal Rewards back to back. That's how that goes. Get back to the game. go over the champions in the game at the moment. So like I said, we have you can get a free Kyoku. Free, right? Free Kyoku. So you're going to pull Kyoku on your 15th shard. Not really necessarily free. But if you do have 15 shards, you can get a free, again, free, not free, a Kyoku guaranteed on the last shard pull if you do not pull her sooner. Okay, so that's 15. That's quite a bit. Sacred shards are not easy to come by. They run about $25 in value. You can do the math on how much that costs. That's a lot. All right. So we have a 10 times event this weekend, and the 10 times event is decrease speed debuff. So guys who can slow down the team or reduce turn meter. So we have Ursaga, Warcaller. She's very tanky, but I would say that Stone Skin is kind of making her a bit obsolete in the arena. Demesia, absolutely amazing HP burner, and Skinwalker faction here. Skinwalkers, man, the hardest crypt for me to complete, and the last one I'm going to complete out of all of them. So if you can get Demesia, you're looking pretty good. She has HP burn, and she is very good for Spider 25. Lady Kimmy is amazing literally everywhere, especially in the Doom Tower and Arena. She was one of my very first champions I got legendary in the game, right along with my login reward ninja, and they did work for me in the arena. Speaking of gold 4, I mean, they took me right on up the silver, right on up the gold. I was having no problems, you know, going up 3v3s. She has amazing speed aura for the Doom Tower here. I use her on a lot of teams, Nethril is one of the best champs in the entire game. He has an amazing kit. He's got a stun. He's got decreased speed, decreased turn meter. He's got poison. Hit 3 times on A1. You get up to 5% poison debuffs from this dude. Amazing for the clan boss. I love him. He's my clan boss killer. We got 2-Hack the Wanderer. I'm still missing this guy. Pretty cool. Has a decreased speed, like, you know, as part of the theme. And Sylar here. Sylar is just absolutely amazing. Anybody who controls turn meter in this game is absolutely amazing. I don't care what anybody else says. This A3 right here is clutch. Leaden Legs places a 30% decreased speed debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Decreases the turn meter of all enemies by 40%. And this is not a hit. You're not going to trigger no counterattacks or nothing like that. HP burns, no poisons on hit, nothing like that. Very, very good skill here. And I would say that she's a large part of the reason I was able to beat Dark Elves Stage 21 in the Faction Wars. So clutch performer right here, Sylar, Void. Mr. Stagnite is a beast debuffer. He has decrease defense, decrease attack, and he has increase accuracy for you if you give any debuffs resisted by any enemies for any of your allies. Anybody can get this. And his A1 slaps. It actually hits pretty hard. Each hit has a chance of placing a decreased speed debuff. He's a very, very nice champion. If you don't have him, he's worth going after, in my opinion. Forget the legendaries. They're very hard to get. If you can get any of these legendaries, you'll be looking good. But Stagnite is definitely a dope champion. If you don't have him, he's worth going after. Sir Artemage is actually one of the few epics I don't have in the game at the moment, and I would love to get him. So, you know, I don't know if I'll be getting him or pulling or anything like that, but if I do pull a little bit, I'm hoping that I end up getting a Sir Artemage because, yeah, I like to try him out. It'd be kind of cool. All right, that's it for today's video. I got to get out here. Today's my birthday. I got some plans. We got to go see that movie. So I'm going to have an amazing rest of my day. I've been already having a great day so far. I hope you guys are having an amazing day too. I hope you guys are having a great of a night as I'm going to have. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you guys do like seeing more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.